Ah yes, I remember it well. It was winter of 1946. It all started when the Foundation asked me and Lord Blackwood if we would lead an exploratory mission to Antarctica. It seems that Admiral Byrd had found a guide who knew of a more direct shortcut path to the lost city below the ice. Let me tell you that as many as exotic adventures I had with the great Lord Theodore Thomas Blackwood, nothing prepared me for when I met Admiral Byrd's guide, Bernard. Bernard is a fascinating gentleman, well versed in Shakespeare, floating mid-air, waving tentacles, and shifting in colors that defied the spectrum. Anyway, we gathered our gear and we made our way to the top deck. It was at this point that we discovered the shortcut was actually Bernard's warp tunnel that he uses for transportation. Bernard opened the tunnel and it was an amazing thing to see. Swirling colors, lightning, and a crackling of transdimensional energies. Impressive beyond belief. And it gave off the sweet smell of fruity gummy bears and butterscotch lifesavers. Anyway, we gathered our gear, and as I could see, Lord Blackwell looked like a kid in a candy store because through the vortex, we could see our destination. So saying our goodbyes and making sure we had all intact, we leapt into the vortex, and within a second, we found ourselves dozens of miles through the thick ice in the center of the lost city of Agartha. We spent many hours exploring, mapping, and collecting treasures from those ancient days. I had found a bunch of scrolls, books that I knew that would keep translators and scholars busy for decades. Bernard seemed extra happy, though I don't know why, because he found this huge supply of video cassette recordings. But wouldn't you know it, it was Lord Blackwell who found the most shiniest doodad in the whole of the city. Bernard said the device was actually for transmuting energy and mass. I didn't quite know what it meant, but Blackwood said that he would be taking it to his friend Tesla to see what he could do with it. It was at this point I could tell Bernard was getting a little agitated because he was shifting from the blue-green colors to now an orange and red. Bernard gave great cautions to Lord Blackwood not to bring the device near it because he wasn't sure on how the energies would react with his vortex. As usual, that bastard Teddy just laughed and said, "Where's your sense of adventure?" And with a tip of the hat and a tally-ho, he jumped through the vortex. It was at this point it seemed like all hell broke loose. Flashing, rumbling, ice collapsing around us. The vortex began flickering like an old movie film beginning to break on its reel. And within an instant, there was a brilliant flash of light and silence. The next thing I remember, Bernard helping me up and regaining my balance. It was at this point we found Lord Blackwood as he is now. We gathered our items, left the device behind, and made our way back to the ships and Admiral Byrd. The rest of the story, you already know.